Yo, what to do, wealth champions? It is that time for the daily hustle, man. And today we're talking about the Pareto Principle. It is the 80-20 rule. How do we apply this principle in terms of becoming more productive and killing that dreadful disease known as procrastination? You're about to find out. Let's get into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what it is, man. The Daily Hustle is designed to uplift, encourage, inspire, and motivate you and give you some tools you can use to get your day started off right. I'm your host, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur from wealthcreationplaybook.com. Super excited to have you to join me this morning. And we are in our time management series, man. We're talking about killing procrastination, man, getting more things done. And our book study is Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. It's a short chapter, actually, so we're probably just going to read the whole thing. But this is eye-opening for me. Even though I consider myself more productive than the average person, I see right now why I'm not as productive as I can be. And let me just say this, man, this is important. See, I can easily compare myself to people who get very little done, and I can pat myself on the back, poke my chest out a little bit, and think I'm doing something. But that's never the comparison. The comparison is always to your potential. What is it that you have the potential to do? And are you fulfilling as close to the top of that potential as possible? See, if you can outpace the average person on a quarter of your efforts, should you be proud of that? No, you should be proud of where you stack up, where you measure, when you give 100% and you get as close to fulfilling your full potential as possible. And that's where I'm trying to be. So apply the 80-20 rule to everything. We always have enough time. We always have time enough if we will, but use it aright. And that is Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. The 80-20 rule is one of the most helpful of all concepts of time and life management. It is also called the Pareto Principle, after its founder, the Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto, who first wrote about it in 1895. Pareto noticed that people in his society seemed to divide naturally into what he called the vital few, the top 20% in terms of money and influence, and the trivial many, the bottom 80%. So what is the difference between the vital few and the trivial many? It is simple. It's how they approach their day-to-day activities. That is the major difference between those who are high achievers, those who are average and below average achievers, and of course those who don't achieve much at all. He later discovered that virtually all economic activity was subject to this Pareto principle as well. For example, this rule says that 20% of your activities will account for 80% of your results. Let me read that rule again. 20% of your activities will account for 80% of your results. 20% of your customers will account for 80% of your sales. 20% of your products or services will account for 80% of your profits. 20% of your tasks will account for 80% of the value of what you do, and so on. Here is the interesting discovery. Each of these tasks may take the same amount of time to accomplish, but one or two of those tasks will contribute 5 or 10 times the value of any of the others. So the key becomes identifying those activities that are going to get you the best bang for your time. So can you guess which of these items the average person is most likely to procrastinate. The sad fact is that most people procrastinate on the top 10 to 20% of the items that are the most valuable and important, the vital few. They busy themselves instead with the least important 80%, the vital many that contribute the least results, right? So if 20% of your activities is going to get 80% of your results, if we flip that around, that simply means that 80% of the things that we can do will only get us 20% of the results, right? And most of us are focusing on those 80%, myself included. We're procrastinating on doing the one or two things that we absolutely should be doing to get us the results that we want, and we're basically filling time with menial tasks. So before you begin work, ask yourself, is this task in the top 20% of my activities or in the bottom 80%? So the rule is resist the temptation to clear up small things first. Man, you talking about stepping on some toes here. I busy myself with doing small things first, man. Let me just get this out of the way, and that's going to help me prepare to do the major things. Nope, that ain't how it works, man. That is not how it works. Instead of getting the little things out of the way, you should just tackle the big thing first. Remember, whatever you choose to do over and over eventually becomes a habit that is hard to break. If you choose to start your day on low value tasks, you will soon develop the habit of always starting and working on low value tasks. Do I need to read that one again? I'm gonna read that one again for the people in the back, right? Whatever you choose to do over and over eventually becomes a habit that is hard to break. If you choose to start your day on low value tasks, you will soon develop the habit of always starting and working on low value tasks. The hardest part of any important task is getting started on it in the first place. Once you actually begin work on a valuable task, you seem to naturally be naturally motivated to continue. A part of your mind loves to be busy working on significant tasks that can really make a difference. Your job is to feed this part of your mind continually. That's the hardest part, man. That's why you just gotta resolve yourself to eating that frog. Get started on that hard task, and you're gonna want to keep going, and it's gonna motivate you to continue to go. The fact is that the amount of time required to complete an important job is often the same as the time required to do an unimportant job. The difference is that you get a tremendous feeling of pride and satisfaction from the completion of something valuable and significant. However, when you complete a low value task using the same amount of time and energy, you get little or no satisfaction at all. Right? Remember what we talked about yesterday. As you continue to complete these high value tasks, it's going to bring back most of the results that you're looking for. It's going to feed into momentum, and it's harder to start something than it is to keep something going. But when you make a habit of attacking a huge task first, it's going to get you those 80% of the results, then that's a game changer for killing procrastination. Time management is really life management, personal management. It is really taking control of the sequence of events. Time management is control over what you do next, and you are always free to choose the task that you will do next. Your ability to choose between the important and unimportant is the key determinant of your success in life. Your ability to choose between the important and unimportant is the key determinant to your success in life and work. Effective, productive people discipline themselves to start on the most important task that is before them. They force themselves to eat that frog, whatever it is. As a result, they accomplish vastly more than the average person and are much happier as a result. This should be your working way of working as well. So, what is your homework for today? Homework for today. Make a list of all the key goals, activities, projects, and responsibilities in your life today. Which of them are or could be in the top 10 to 20% of tasks that represent or could represent 80 or 90% of your results? Resolve today that you are going to spend more and more of your time working in those few areas that can really make a difference in your life and career, and less time on lower value activities. Man, this right here, the Pareto Principle, the 80-20 rule. Do me a favor, man. Comment in the chat if you learned something today. Are you like your boy? Do you busy yourself with doing a lot of the menial tasks, man? I want to know, man, because am I the only one? Couldn't be, man. So now I know that I have to resolve, and this goes back to Wednesday and Tuesday, the importance of making a list, right? Because when you write out that list and you look at it the night before you go to bed, you can automatically see this is important. This is going to give me 80% of my results. This is going to give me 80% of my results. So I'm starting with these two things first when I wake up in the morning. If I get around to these other things, then I'll knock them out. The other cool part about starting with your biggest task first is oftentimes the little supporting tasks get done as you're doing the major tasks. So you'll find that you're able to scratch those off the list too, because in getting the bigger tasks done and incorporate some of those little things as well. So hopefully you got some value out of today's daily hustle. If you did, do me a huge favor, man. I want you to hit the like button on this page first. Then I want you to hit the like button on this video, right? If you're checking this out on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And then if you really got value, man, go ahead and hit that share button. Share it with someone. On YouTube, you hit the share button and you can automatically share it on Facebook. You can automatically share it on Twitter, LinkedIn, and some other places, man. Copy the link, drop it into somebody's email today, drop it into somebody's inbox, text it to someone. Understanding this is an eye-opener for me, because while I get a lot of stuff done, some of the stuff that I get done need not be done at all. And remember the quote from another day: the most egregious waste of time is do something well that need not be done at all. And sometimes I'm doing the heck out of something that don't need to be done at all. So also, if you're trying to get your finances in order, don't forget you can go get your free checklist from wealthcreationplaybook.com. It is 6 money killers that you need to overcome. And then we outline the one solution that can help you overcome all 6 of them at the same time. So I appreciate you, as always, for tuning in to the Daily Hustle. Till I talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up.